Good morning, Discovery, and welcome to Phoenix News. My name is Allie.
And I'm Alyssa.
Coming up today, we had our fellow reporters who sadly are no longer with us, asking you guys the highlights of our new decade.
And following up on that is an exclusive interview with Mr. Pelican for more information about the newly created esports club.
Ending with that, we have an important announcement about the seasonal depression.
But coming up now is Connor with the weather.
Here's the weather. On Saturday the 29th, the high is 52, the low is 36, and it will be rainy. On Sunday, the 30th, the high will be 50 and the low will be 36, and with showers. On Monday, the high will be 52 and the low will be 36. There's gonna be light rain. On Tuesday, there's a high of 51 and a low of 41. There's gonna be rain. On Wednesday, the high will be 50 and the low will be 39 with light showers. On Thursday, the high will be 58 and the low will be 38, and it'll be partly cloudy. On Friday, the high will be 54 and the low will be 39, and there will be light rain. This week should be a good week to hang out. It should be chilly, but you should bring a jacket. Get out while you can because the following week will be filled with rain and low temperatures. Back to you, Allie and Alyssa.
Even though it's been a month, it's still a new decade, and we still have some wishes and highlights from you guys.
We asked you guys about the highlights and the things you disliked about this past decade.
We have a new decade here. We should look back on the past decade that we all grew up in.
So we decided to conduct interviews with both the freshmen and the sophomores to see the key parts of the decade in their opinions.
We rounded up a group of students to make a memorable segment of the decade.
I think the best thing was the Astros losing the World Series and cheating, and then they got the wins got moved to the Dodgers.
My favorite memory growing up was racking up 8 concussions and not being able to remember what happened 2 weeks ago. Thank you very much.
My name's Aiden. I think silly bands were pretty sick. They were a pretty rad trend.
I think the worst trend was low-rise jeans. I think the worst trend was probably the Furbies.
Worst trend was probably Easy Bake Ovens by Barbie, I think. Yeah.
Alright, Sweet Home Alabama, Noticed, and Follow God.
Noticed, So Fast, and Blueberry Fuego.
Humble, Noticed, and Summer Days.
Adventure Time, and maybe like 11, 10. I really like watching Austin and Ally, Good Luck Charlie, New Suburb. I really like watching those TV shows as well.
Wow, that's a lot of opinions.
I wonder what this decade's kids' trends are going to consist of. Never mind, I don't want to know.
In the 2020s, we're probably going to be getting our first job, finishing high school, going off to college, and moving out. What are your plans for the new decade?
Hey, so on that topic, what did you think of the Winter Blizzard dance?
I can say that the dance was a lot better than last year's winter dance. There was better music selection, there was also games that people could participate in, and a quiet space if you needed it.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Hopefully, ASB can step up their game next year and create an even better winter dance. For those of you who don't know, esports is a form of sport that people compete worldwide online as teams or leagues. The competitors from different teams or leagues will face off with one another in popular games and games that have a cult-based following.
Currently, Discovery has its own esports club for those of you who might be interested in participating.
For more information, here's Liam with sports.
Thank you, Ellie. As you might or might not know, Discovery is trying to start new clubs and activities, and here we have Mr. Pelican from the Sophomores Club teaching
AP seminars, what I'm teaching this year. I'm the English language arts teacher.
Much for your time.
Oh, no problem.
So, tell me, is club open to both freshmen and sophomore, or is it only right now?
No, since it's a full-on ASB club, it's absolutely open to both age groups. Once we get more meetings under our belt, we're going to be developing posters so that we can advertise more, because I understand that the freshmen haven't heard as much about it as the sophomores have.
Yeah. Why was the club created?
Students came up and asked me about it. They know that that's an interest area that I have in common with several students, and so they were just interested in having that sort of opportunity here, and they came and approached me, asked me about it, and we started moving forward.
Is there like any goals for the future, like events?
I mean, eventually we want to start competing in international competitions and winning prize money and figuring out how to do that legally and really competing at a very high level. Probably a goal, hopefully by the end of the year, is we can maybe defeat the CHS's Rocket League team, or if there's a duo competition in Smash, hopefully coming out victorious against at least one other school, and then we can start setting our sights higher.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
So besides those two games,
Yeah.
is there like, do you plan to like compete other games as well?
So right now we're approved from the ASB for just the two games, Smash and Rocket League.
Okay.
There's a lot of criteria in place that prevents a public school from using any available game for a club. So right now just those two. I know the CHS has more options. Hopefully we can expand the number of students and expand the number of games as we need to. Right now it's just the two.
So how will I sign up and like what is the schedule?
Oh yeah, so we're meeting the first day of every week, which is often a Monday,
Yeah.
but when there isn't school on a Monday, it'll be Tuesday, right? So the first day that there is school that week, that's when the club will meet. After school, upstairs.
I'm Liam Barnes, and this is Mr. Pelican. And thank you. Back to you, Ellie. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
As we endure this rainy and cold winter, the weather and darkness can take a toll on our body and our mind.
This is known as seasonal depression, or SAD, seasonal affect disorder.
You may have heard of it. You may not have it. But either way, it's still an annual problem in the Pacific Northwest.
So some of our team members put together an informational video that could help educate you on the topic.
Do you have seasonal depression?
Yes.
About 10 million Americans get seasonal depression every year. That's 20% of America's population who get seasonal depression between ages 18 to 30 every year.
I have clinical depression, but it gets like very heightened during the winter months when it's all like dark and terrible outside.
What does depression feel like?
It is like you have to eat, but it's like food just doesn't have any taste. And like you don't have any appetite, but like if you don't eat, then you die. You don't have any motivation, you don't have any energy, nothing's like fun anymore. So, and like all you just want to do is like lay down and rot, but like you can't, and it's a nightmare.
There are ways for you to help with your seasonal depression, such as using mood lamps. These can help you get UV light. This mimics sunlight, making a chemical change in your brain which relieves some symptoms of seasonal depression.
How do you cope with it?
Me personally, I listen to music. I have like a therapist that I talk to. I try to do positive self-talk, and sometimes it's just like forcing yourself to do things helps a lot. Cleaning up your space is also very helpful. But yeah, just like listening to music, consuming media that like makes you specifically happy is really good.
Increasing your organization can also help a lot too. Never underestimate the healing power of organizing your space. Getting into a previous hobby or a new one can help you find a passion and purpose.
What suggestions do you have for others with seasonal depression?
Like I know like you don't want to, but you have to do things, so just like do them, you know? Like I know it sucks and like you're tired and you don't want to, but just do it. Also, clean your room and drink water.
You can always talk to a teacher, counselor, or if you have one, a therapist. They can both help you get through rough times and can help cure your seasonal depression.
Well, in brighter news, ASB is planning to sell popcorn under the learning stairs during lunch every Friday.
So if you want something new and delicious to snack on during lunch, you know just where to go.
Well, that's the news for today.
In case we don't see you,
have a good morning,
a good afternoon,
and a good night. I'm Allie.
And I'm Alyssa.
Rise Phoenix!